story time for you all. Today's story is quite personal. I was actually debating on if I should even share this, but I'm like, hey, have to deal with those inner voices a lot of times. It wasn't fun. My dad was very aggressive sometimes, and he had a drinking problem, y'all. Not only that, he also would take other stuff. And when I found that out, that broke me entirely. Realizing that my dad had all these battles in his head that I couldn't help him with. I love my dad so much. The little girl in me will always love him so much. But getting older and becoming a woman and an adult, I have so much hate towards my dad. I try my best to push it away because I know that we won't be in this world forever. So just holding on to all this hate, it doesn't do you any good. But it's hard when everything was put on you. It's hard when you feel like you're stuck in life because of your parents' fault. It's hard that I feel lost and I didn't reach my full potential because my parents were struggling, trying to find themselves while I was a little girl. Okay, enough of the relationship between me and my dad. I feel like we can already calculate what goes on between him and I. Him and I don't really talk. He's there. He's definitely there, but he's not there emotionally. I don't blame him because I know once he was a child like me that was lost. He just didn't have guidance himself either. But I don't think it's fair that I had to go through all of this because of what they went through. So I want to point out there that this happened time ago, y'all. I was young. Y'all, I was a crash out. Like, actually, I would crash out on anything. I couldn't handle my emotions. I couldn't handle people telling me stuff. Yeah, I was just throwing that out there because I don't want people to think that I'm still that same person, because I really am not, y'all. I grew so much mentally and physically, and I'm honestly very proud of myself. So I thank you all too. Thank you. This is how that day went. I was out all day and I finally was coming home, but I was hungry. So I went to Wingstop and I got myself the 20 boneless meal deal. Y'all, that's fire. Like, I love me some boneless wings. I don't care. You can call me a child. You can call me immature. I love boneless wings, okay? Okay, that's not even part of the story. What am I talking about? I got my wings and I went home. I was enjoying my wings. I was at peace, y'all. I mean, how else would I feel? I'm literally eating food. I'm eating Wingstop. Like, I was feeling spectacular, y'all. Tell me why. My dad comes in. He comes in. For some reason, like, I could already feel the vibes, like, from him. I was like, oh, something's gonna happen. He comes in and he starts, like, saying stuff to my mom. As soon as he walks in, that's the first thing he does. He sees me eating my food and he grabs one of my wings before washing his hands, before asking me. But I was like, okay, whatever, like, I brushed it off, it's just a wing. But I was like, dude, my dad is the type of person that if you touch his food, if you even take a sip of his drink, he would just give it to you all. Like, he would wouldn't eat after you. I don't know why. I understand you don't want to eat after someone else or with someone, but he wouldn't even do it when we were kids, y'all. Like, you're my dad, dude. I just want a sip of your coke. So that's why I was like upset that he just came up and did that. But I was, like I said, I brushed it off. I let it go. He goes to the fridge and I think he's looking for a beer or something. Why does this man start saying stuff about me in front of my face while I'm eating to my mom? Like I said, y'all, back then I would go off on my dad like a lot because him and I have the same attitude, y'all. Like, him and I are like the same person, but I try to be better. He doesn't. That I do this, that I do that, and I'm just like, hey dude, like, you come into the house, you start talking mess about me. I was like, can you just please let me eat and stop talking? Like, let me enjoy my food, bro. How are you gonna come in here, take my food, and then start talking about me in front of my face? I said that. I was cool. I was just hungry. I was hungry and mad. Tell me why. He starts coming at me and he looks like he's going to hit me, and I'm just like, what? I get up so fast. And he has a can of beer in his hand. Why does this man throw it at me? This man threw it at me. And nobody likes to get stuff thrown at them, especially a can of beer. Like, what? That is what made me lash out really bad. Okay, whatever, you took my food. Whatever, you're talking mess. But now, like, did I tell you, please let me enjoy my food? You're gonna come and try hurting me. I get up, y'all. I wasn't even thinking, hey, that's your dad, calm down. I was mad. I was angry, and I felt like I was being attacked. Which I was. I was being attacked by my dad. Randomly. Like, as soon as my mom sees that I get up, she runs and gets in between us. And that's when my dad tries to throw a punch at my face. Like, you could see him, like, he's trying to, like, swing it, like, at me. Like, if you watch One Piece, and if you see Luffy, the way he swings his hand, that literally was my dad. And my dad is, he's pretty buff. Like, he has muscles because he works a lot. I was like, when I see that punch about to hit my face, I started swinging him to, like, we started fighting, y'all, like, fighting, like, pushing him away, like, going like that, you know, because he's punching at me. What do you want me to do? Just sit there and let it happen? That would have been funny, but not for me. But we stopped. He starts crying, and I'm still, like, really, like, I have a lot of adrenaline in me, so I'm mad and I'm upset. I start crying too. Tell me why he starts telling me, I can't believe you would do that. Like, how could you do that to me? I'm literally your dad. He was like, not even your brother would touch me like that. And I was like, what? I was like, yeah, maybe because you haven't tried hitting my brother like that. And then I'm like, what did you want me to do? Just sit there, like, let you talk about me when you took my food? Like, how does that make sense? It's not like I said anything disrespectful either. I didn't say anything rude. I simply okay? Because I'm not leaving. And that's when he says, if I don't leave, that he's going to leave. And I'm like, okay, bye. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I did say that, Loki. Okay, then go. I was mad, y'all. I was mad. And, I didn't end up leaving. He didn't end up leaving. First of all, I didn't leave because where do you think I'm going to get that money to leave? Bro, I was 16. Yeah, I could have worked and made the money to leave, but that would take me a while. So if anyone was going to leave, it's gonna be you. And my mom was telling my dad to leave because, well, she understood like why I got like that. She understood why I got all defensive. Who wouldn't in a situation like that? And if you wouldn't, then please teach me how to like not crash out in situations like that. But the last thing he told me that day was that I'm not his daughter, and yeah, I ended up telling him that he's not my dad either. But I didn't mean that, obviously. It hurts to hear your dad tell you that you're not his daughter. Like, it's really sad. I tried my best to not tell like I didn't care, but deep down that broke me. Little me that has broke down so bad. Like I said, I could have mentioned, me and my dad don't get along at all, even before this happened. So I already kind of have been disappointed by him many times. My dad was my first heartbreak, that's for sure, and I didn't really expect much from him, but hear him, like those words come out of his mouth that I'm not his daughter. After that day, I was never able to see him the same. I tried laughing with my dad. I tried looking at him in the eyes after that day, and honestly, it just feels awkward. It feels not real. But I try not to hold it against him. I don't know why. There's something up with me. I try not to hold the people that should be accountable for the stuff that they did. I try not to hold it against them because in the end of the day, we're all humans and we all are imperfect. I definitely feel like I didn't deserve anything like that at all. But I can say it made me view the world differently a lot. I tend to be very understanding and very forgiving about anything and everybody because I understand that we all function differently. We all go through different stuff. We handle stuff differently. So I can't say, hey, I wouldn't do that because I haven't been in that situation. I try not to judge people because, well, I was put in the situation where I had no other option but to take the choice I didn't want. We never know if that was that person's only choice. Anyways, the topic is literally everywhere, but recently I've just been feeling very emotional, so I felt like doing a story time like this. The day after that, my dad did end up talking to me. He came into my room the next morning to invite me to eat. And he was saying how he's sorry, that telling me that he was drunk and he doesn't even remember what he had said or did. And I was like, decide to go to eat, like, I'm gonna take advantage of it. Like, what? You did that to me and you're inviting me to eat after. Of course I'm going to go eat. I was hungry after all that energy I put into that bite. That is all for today's story, besties. Like I said, it was a little crazy of me, a little personal. Why do I randomly just like lose words? Like, I was going to say something, but it just left my head. Let's do some mouth sounds. I definitely feel like I don't deserve what I went through, but it made me into this person that I care a lot. I care about everything. I care about people's lives. I care about what they've went through. Everybody has a story. I just think that's beautiful. You can meet someone new and they have this whole story of their life, their lore or whatever. And this brings me back to the first thing we were talking about, which was forgiving our parents. It's very hard for me to come to forgiving my parents because they're the reason I am the way I am. And when I say that, it's that I'm a person with so much anxiety. I'm a person that I'm a people pleaser. I love pleasing people. I'm just like, hey, you need something? Oh, I'll go get it. Hey, you need to go somewhere? I'll take you. Like, I'm very like that. I'm very emotional, very sensitive. I cry over the smallest stuff. Tell me why this one time I was out, right? I was walking and I started crying because, like, how beautiful this world is. It's not like it used to be, but we're still here. We're still here in this beautiful world. We're still here pushing through it. After everything we went through, we're still making our story longer, and that's beautiful. I feel like being a sensitive person is a superpower. Being such a caring person is a superpower because not many people are like that. Not many people care about even themselves. I don't think I want to forgive my dad because he doesn't deserve it. Definitely doesn't deserve my forgiveness, but I want to forgive my dad because I deserve it. I deserve to be at peace. I deserve to move on, and I deserve to stop holding on to something that I shouldn't be holding on to. Because y'all, I don't want to have kids because I'm afraid to bring them into this crazy world. But there's a lot of times I'm like, I want to have a kid just to prove myself I can treat them better than the way I got treated. And that's, I guess, something nice to think of, but obviously not good to do. If I were to sit here and have a kid just because I want to prove a point to my parents, then that means I didn't have this kid